Sorry, here I go again. I thought I had uploaded the video, but I have to go back again. Sorry about that. So starting off in January '89, I went back to school, but I was still praying a lot, and my worries were still there, and I was embarrassed. I wet myself a few times to school. There's a logical reason for this. Well, maybe you like to think. The only explanation I can give is that everyone's watched The Simpsons. I remember Ned Flanders was having a bath. I don't know whether Homer saw him or somebody else, and he had his swimming togs or swimming trunks on, we were like to call them. Now I know this is going to be fairly funny and hilarious. He just said he wanted to hide his noodle, which is basically the same reason why I did it as well. Maybe that's one thing me and Ned Flanders have in common. We're just very conservative, and just like to do things by the Bible or the book itself. And so eventually I was brought back in again into hospital. This time, well, not signed in as such, but my parents, my ma and my dad still has to sign me in anyway because I'm underage. Kind of voluntarily, so I went back in. Now I should have said this at the first time. The first time as well, I cut down on all the praying. I wasn't praying for hours, even when I was in there, not last the November before that, when I was still 14. I was still technically 14 now because my birthday wasn't until the middle of February. But I would never pray for hours in there because you'd never get out of the place. You have to try and fill them. You have to give them the impression that it's all over and done with, which of course it isn't. So like I would, sorry about that. I would only pray 5 minutes maybe in the morning, 5 minutes at night, but make sure that the curtains are pulled or whatever, or you look around. Make sure nobody comes in or out. So other than that, everything looks great and fine. At first, of course, it was very shy. Gradually, I started cracking a few jokes, giving the impression everything was hunky-dory and wonderful, and it worked. It worked fantastic. It worked, like, I mean, you feel and thought, oh yeah, he's great now. After I was there probably no more than about 4 weeks, because it was 1st of February. It wasn't a leap year this year, it was just the 28 days. About 1st of March, now it could be wrong, it could be 2nd. Okay, the last day, there's something stupid that I did. This wasn't a hospital's fault. It was my own stupid fault. I don't know what was happening. There was a small snooker pool table about 6 foot by 3. I was finished playing, so I decided to, I don't know, there wasn't even anybody around. I was just showing off in front of it myself, really. So I leap over to one of the chairs, and I think it was the tip of my right foot caught it, and it fell on my arm, and it was very painful. But I was discharged that day. But the next 3 nights, I couldn't sleep a wink because of the pain in my arm. So I went up to the local A&E hospital. I think it was the emergency department there. It was open 24 hours a day because I was 15 years of age. I'm giving you exactly because my birthday's midfield. This was early March. I was about 15 years of age in 3 weeks or so. So I was just 15 years. I thought the hospitals, when they were open 24 hours a day, they were open 24 hours a day. I would get a big shock when I would find out that this wasn't the case. So I went in. Well, I don't think there was anyone else around A&E. So I think the clock was around 8 in the evening. I can remember looking at the clock, 7:30 or 8. I'd say 8 anyway. And about half an hour later, a nurse came down. I noticed she had an American accent. Now, not being racist here, I would say even if it was an Irish nurse, but I'd never come across one with an American accent before. This is the way she spoke to me. Don't you know we're busy? Well, with an American accent, of course. I said, sorry, I didn't know. I said, I'm sorry. She said, I'll have to come back tomorrow. Fair enough. So I came back tomorrow. Obviously they took an x-ray of my arm. I was in fractures. The doctor there said it was just very badly bruised. I said okay, and maybe a week or 2 later it got better by itself. I should have taken this as a wake-up call. What would happen next? I thought at the time, maybe I caught her on a bad day. Maybe she really was busy. But I would always get this attitude from then onwards from all the nursing staff now. Virtually I'll come across. I don't know why they're like that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe become immune to the system or something. Or they're so used to seeing people coming in and out that it doesn't really bother them anymore. Or they just don't really care. But however, I didn't think much of it at the time. But things, as you're going to learn later, would get a lot worse. So I went back to school, but I remember sometime around Easter we went back to the place. I forgot to mention the day centre. We went there for most of March. We just would talk to each other. Mostly teenagers in our group, including myself. And there was a little kind of Easter party thing. It was just like having biscuits and tea and stuff like that, or fizzy drinks. And I remember one of the ladies, she was very generous. She won an Easter egg, and I remember how generous was amazing. She broke a piece off for everybody. It just shows you what kind of a nice person she really was. Then I went back to school. I had to cut down the praying the course. I just managed to get the intercert finished, but I was already beginning to have problems with my sleep. I only learned recently that I had about by March, about 30. I know this is a bit boring. I'm going to speed it up. Abstinence. I'm trying to work in my head now. June, May, June. Probably 7.5 months, 8 months of abstinence, which meant the testosterone levels were rising rapidly. I just managed to get the intercert finished before all hell would break loose, and that's exactly what happened on June the 30th, July the 1st. That's when the insomnia started to kick in, and my hair would begin to fall out in large amounts. I probably mentioned before I had a big Beatles hairstyle. You can see it's all gone, and obviously I'm a huge Beatles fan. I'm still am, but unfortunately I don't have any Beatles maps. I can't do anything about that now. That's just the way life is. However, I'm going to leave it now because hopefully I can remember. I'm going to start June the 30th, July the 1st, 8 and 9. That's when my chronic insomnia kicks in. And I'm going to have to try and tell you that, but without being explicit. So I'm going to use words. It won't be easy to understand. But hopefully I can't be explicit on this because it wouldn't be nice. And it would be, wouldn't be a little bit gruesome. So I'm going to leave it at that for the time being. So hopefully I'll remember in the next recording. We're starting off June. That's when all hell breaks loose, basically. Well, as I said, I'm still an amateur at this. I'm liable to make mistakes. So just please bear with us. Hopefully I should get better with practice, as they say. Good night. God bless, and thank you everybody out there.